little something sweet. Maybe it's time for a little something sweet. Maybe it's time for a little. Hey y'all, good evening and welcome to a special Taco Tuesday installment of Desserts After Dark. Today we're making churros, and right now we're making a luscious dark brown sugar coconut caramel. And first you guys saw some unsalted butter in that pan, and I added some dark brown sugar. Now I'm adding a few taps of water. Yes, so that sugar and that butter can dissolve together. We're gonna throw in some light corn syrup. Stir that right on in. And I love this caramel sauce. It's so delicious. It's gonna be perfect for dipping those crispy, delicious churros in. Now we're gonna throw in some thick coconut cream and stir that right on in, adding beautiful layers of flavor and complexity. Yes, I love to be very playful with flavor, but it's not a game. And now we're gonna see that the caramel is beginning to bubble up. And the trick to making an amazing caramel sauce is making sure that it gets to the correct temperature. Now we're gonna add in a little bit of salt because that salt is gonna help that sweet flavor develop beautifully. Oh, now we got a little action. Look at those rapid bubbles, but if you can notice, it's still too thin, much too thin to be a caramel. We're gonna take our brush, because I like to use other tools while I'm cooking. And we're gonna clean around the perimeter of that pot because you don't want any weird crystallization inside of your caramel. You want it to be beautiful and silky and smooth. You see how thick the bubbles are getting, and now the bubbles are getting closer and closer together. But it's not there just yet, y'all. We got a little ways to go. Oh my God, I can't wait. Oh, here it is. You see how thick it is? Now we're gonna add in some heavy whipping cream. And that's gonna give it such an amazing, creamy flavor. Such a deep, amazing flavor. And now we're gonna make our dough. This dough for the churros is also known as a pot of choux dough, and it can be baked and filled with delicious creams. But today we're making this dough to make churros. You guys saw me add into this pot some water, some butter, some salt, and sugar. And now we're gonna let that rise up to a boil. And once that happens, we're gonna add in our flour. Oh, look at that. A hot, steamy, bubbly boil. And now we're gonna add in the flour. And what you're gonna wanna do is stir that flour in and allow it to cook, because you don't want your flour to be raw. You want it to be able to cook out that flour taste, because we're turning this from ingredients into a whole delicious dessert experience. And don't be shy. If it's too dry, add a little moisture, add some water. So now we're gonna go ahead and stir that on up. And you see how that dough is beginning to come together? Oh yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's exactly how you want it to come together. But it's not done just yet. You wanna make sure that the dough is properly cooked. Oh yeah. I love that wooden spoon. So now we're going to take an egg after it's sat and cooled for about 5 minutes, because you don't want to throw your eggs in right after you've taken it off the stove because it'll cook it. And then you'll have scrambled egg dough, and nobody wants that, right? Yeah. So now we're gonna add in our emulsion blender, because sometimes I like to bring in the big toys. All right. So now we're gonna add in another egg, because this is not the consistency that I wanted yet. So I'm gonna add in another egg. Period. Yes, there we go. And we're gonna bring out that emulsion blender again to incorporate that egg. Yes. Let's go. But one thing I find is that it's still not where I need it to be. So off camera, I added in one more egg and a little bit of water so I could get it to this consistency. This is how you want your dough to look. Oh, it's ready now. Isn't that beautiful? So now we're gonna make some churros, y'all. I got my piping bag, my beautiful piping bag, filled it up with the dough. Oh yeah. Now we're gonna check that grease is popping. So let's go. And as you can see, I took that metal tip off, and I also cut a little bit of the bag, because at first it wasn't giving me all of the dough that I needed to make nice, long, big churros, right? So I removed that metal tip, cut a little bit off the end of the piping bag, and voila. Now look at this. After they're done frying, I'm gonna put them in that beautiful cinnamon and sugar mixture. And you wanna, at least when I first take them out the grease, I let them dab a little bit on a paper towel, and then right into the cinnamon and the sugar. And a little later, I'm gonna show you guys how I toss it around. So now we're adding more dough. And you wanna be very careful the way you lay it inside that grease, because you don't wanna pop and hurt yourself. Oh yeah, I like my churros with a little bit of curve in it. Period. Yes. Deliciousness. Look at that. Yes, yes, yes. These turned out so amazing. Oh my God. Look at how beautiful and richly golden those are. Oh. Now let's get them dressed. Look at this. Amazing. Gonna sprinkle and roll them all around that sugar. These are beautiful. Y'all. Perfectly cooked. Now let's get that caramel poured. I'm ready. Oh my God, that was phenomenal. Now we're ready to partake of this beautiful churros that we made. Look at that caramel. Look at it. Oh my God, look at how golden and delicious this looks. Look at that cinnamon and sugar. And now it's time to dip it. It's time to dip it, y'all. I'm ready. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh. Oh my God. It's so luxurious. Oh, this, wow. Beautiful, dark, delicious caramel. This is pure luxury. Oh my God, look at it. Oh wow. Oh, it's a trip.
I can think of other things to dip in this caramel too.
And now it's time for the first bite. Damn, that was delicious. I had to double dip. Look at that. But it's all good for me to double dip, triple dip, because it's my sauce. I'm the only one dipping in this. And look at how amazing that looks. Oh, crispy on the outside, light and fluffy on the inside. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Good night. Desserts after dark.